Next up is the Digital Media Award sponsored by Google. I should just, by the way, say that we really love it when people sponsor awards because it means... No, and it's great to have Google with us. I mean, that's just terrific. Because, we need all the pennies we can get because they all go to a really good cause, which is taking expertise south and bringing wonderful capacity north. This award is given for websites, interactive documentaries and features and other digital technologies. We're looking for those that use innovative techniques and creative content to encourage understanding of the developing world. Let's see who the nominees are.
O Rama. O Rama is the first ever comic book style interactive documentary in which you are the hero of the story. Combining elements of a news report, travelogue and video game, O Rama puts the viewer in the shoes of a journalist who's been sent to Iran as the country prepares for presidential elections. Over 5 days you must explore all aspects of contemporary Iranian society and reveal a side of the culture that is rarely covered in the West. What makes someone Iranian? What means do they have to make their voices heard? These are just a couple of the questions the assignment forces you to consider. The people you meet and the information you get from them will prove critical in completing your exposé and meeting the deadline. Invisible Picture Show. Invisible Picture Show is a cross-platform project with an innovative documentary at its heart. Using recordings made over the phone with young detainees, it places real-life voices within a unique 3D animated environment. The result is an immersive and unsettling interactive experience. For over 2 years, director Tim Travers Hawkins worked with grassroots organisations, lawyers, social workers and child psychologists to access children inside immigration detention centres around the world. With detention becoming an increasingly popular policy for controlling borders, the issue is more pressing than ever. Walled world. Why are we building barriers to divide us? Mixing writing, animation, data, film and photography, Guardian journalists trace the extraordinary rise of walls, fences and barriers springing up between countries and communities around the world. Reporters interviewed dozens of people who live in the shadow of walls on all 5 continents, while an animation team traced the contours of the structures. Walled World was viewed by more than 100,000 readers, shared widely on social networks and sparked a debate about the merits and drawbacks of restricting individual liberty through the use of concrete, watchtowers and barbed wire.
Well, I'll declare my prejudice. I love Iran and it's incurable, and it's wonderful to see a project which, I don't know whether it won or not, but it's wonderful to see a project which tackled it and brought us the fantastic dimensions. If we have failed because in Iran because we have been defined by the people that hate it. The judges said that the nominees this year were of an exceptionally high quality. They displayed not only creativity, but also innovation using engaging, immersive content. To present the award, please welcome Peter Barron, Director of Communications and Public Affairs at Google, and my old boss.
Thank you very much indeed, John. And just a very quick word about the internet. I mean, clearly the role of the internet in telling these global conversations that are being celebrated here tonight has been a big role. But what is also equally concerning is the number of governments around the world who are trying to curb those conversations and clamp down on that content, whether it's in Russia or Turkey or Saudi Arabia or indeed in Iran. So it's so good actually to see that all of the shortlisted entries were all about kind of breaking down those barriers and allowing voices to be heard. And the winner is the Invisible Picture Show.
Thanks very much. I think it is very telling, as you said, that the 3 nominees tonight were all about borders, barriers, the fact that actually information is being shut down in some way, that we can't cross over these. And Invisible Picture Show was also about that, using, in a way, the fact that we cannot get access to something, access being such an important thing in the documentary world, as a potential to kind of create new and creative and innovative ways of telling stories. So we are now developing that further. We've got more projects that we plan to do. I think detention now is one of the key issues of our age. Increasingly, governments are using detention to control populations, and we're going to continue with our work in that way. One of the great things about digital media is that as a filmmaker, you kind of know nothing about it. So it's a bit like turning up on a film set without knowing how to use a camera. The amount of collaboration was amazing, creatively, technologically. I'd like to thank everyone so much for that. I'd like to thank Faction Films, who turned 30 this year, as well as me. So they did a fantastic job in facilitating that project. And thanks very much to One World Media.